Woohoo! Hello world! Whoa, I'm feeling sexy and fine. Oh my gosh, right. I want to talk about sex to you. So this is a really important subject, everyone. Sex. How are we going to make our sex better? If we are in a hetero situation, generally, the woman is left feeling unsatisfied. The men feeling panicky, maybe about how long that they can keep an erection, or maybe coming too quickly. Maybe they're not feeling like they're being manly enough or look good enough. And maybe women are just concerned about the way that their body looks and what noises are going to happen, and whether they're taking too long to come. And there's so much that we think about, so much that's in the head. And you know, with relating on any other aspect of things, and it can go about with any couples at all, whether hetero or not, any people at all, whether man, woman, non-binary person. And what the components to a good sex life, I wanted to really share with you, because we come from sex. Like, we are alive because of sex. There's no doubt about it. This is a fact. And it's something that we shun to the side. Like, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to even think about where we've come from. And we're embarrassed, ashamed. We've had loads of bad experiences through it. Our first experiences have been bad. So many experiences with different people have been bad. We might have experimented. We might have not experimented. All of these things, like, is it all right to have sex with someone on the first date? Is it okay to have sex with someone that you don't want to have a relationship with? Is it okay to be an escort, a sex worker? And people then generally feel a lot of shame if they don't want sex, and that it's just not the sort of thing that they're actually that interested in. They would prefer to go and eat instead, or maybe people would just simply prefer to be touched. And so how is it that we're going to have better sex? How is it that we're going to make our sex absolutely mind-blowing, with orgasms, without orgasms, with connection with someone, with making life far more pleasurable? And the simple answer is, we have to get used to ourselves first. Not just get used to ourselves, but we really have to deeply love ourselves. And I mean, not from a place of ego, but a place, well, I mean, ego comes into the question in a lot of things, but the place that we want to come from is this place of simply, my body is doing as it should. My body has taken me day by day into different situations. My body is allowing me to smell. My body is allowing me to move. My body is allowing me to hear, to see, to feel absolutely every sensation that's coming along. And so while we might just think, oh, it's easier said than done to love ourselves, I don't mean just on the aspect of I look really great today, and everyone knows I look great today. And you can say every single day, I look amazing, and you tell that to yourself until you really get used to it. But it's coming at that self-love at first by eating well, by dressing that in a way that makes you feel good about yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror every single day, giving yourself affirmations, and telling yourself well done when you really need to celebrate the small victories that you've got done in your life in that day. So even if for a while you've not been having a shower or anything like that, and then one day you're like, I'm gonna have a shower today, I don't know, you might be in a deep depression and these things happen when you're in a deep depression. Or Or yeah, you just might do something simple, making yourself a brew, just something that makes you feel cozy, that makes you feel love inside yourself. So yeah, that is number one component. Number two with sex and the feeling having the best sex is safety. I actually, you can't feel safety until you really deeply love and are in tune with yourself. And this isn't just safety with a partner, but safety even with yourself. So there's ways that you can actually self-pleasure, which create that safety container in order for you to have the best, most pleasurable experience. Because as soon as you feel safe, your body starts to relax and you don't actually go off so much in the head, but you come back to the body because you are relaxed. Like when you have a massage and you can finally just switch off. Why can we go for a massage and switch off, but when it comes to sex, we don't? So many questions that come around here. So there's so many different things that you can do for safety, making yourself a place where you feel the most safe, having yourself someone that's going through this with you who makes you feel safe, doing practices with each other which make you feel safe before, and just taking your time can make you feel really safe. And touches, honouring touches without the need to feel like you need to go anywhere. So the next component that I'd like to talk about is presence. Being in presence with someone or yourself, with no distractions, again with the no time thing and everything along that. So not feeling like you are timed, but being completely present. So you can do this by turning off your phone, any distractions like computers, or even something that's in the room that's distracting you. And I even find that, if you're in a bedroom and they've got a picture of their bloody niece or nephew right next to the bed, or parents, you're not going to be turned on, you're not going to be very present, you're going to be thinking about these children that are staring at you with those children eyes right next to you in the bed. It is a put off. I've had that situation before, and I never ever ended up being intimate with that person because I just couldn't do it. So taking away all these distractions. And then another component is being comfortable. So as I said before, like setting up a space, you don't need to do it in your bedroom. You can set up a really, really lovely private space, which is actually in honour of your having this honourable practice of sex, intimacy. And it is an honourable practice because you're getting so close to someone, closer to yourself than you ever can. It's private, it's for you, it's for different feelings that you don't get to feel when you're with other people or doing other sorts of activities. So yeah, filling out your space, making sure it's got a low light and a comfortable place for you to have your practice, and not, again, any distracting sounds or anything like that, just making yourself feel fully present in this space. So having a comfortable setup is really, really, really amazing. And it should be done for anyone that wants to have good sex or a good self-pleasure ritual. And then another component is really actually sorting yourself out a specific time and time frame that you are going to give yourself for this practice. And I know every now and again it's like, oh, but I really just want this to be a random thing. But before you know it, 5 weeks have gone by and you've not touched yourself once, and your yoni or your lingam or whatever is just going, hello, I'm here. What can I do? Do you remember who I am? And they're actually on your body. All I've done for you is pee this whole time. It's like, and that bum might need a little bit of a twiddle too. Like, hello bum, how are you doing today? So gifting yourself a bit of a time to do that can be really great. And if you're in a relationship, it is totally okay and really, really advised that you do plan a date time date evening, date morning, date whatever time. And in that you can go for a walk, do something really nice, have a meal, or the other way around is probably better. Like, you can get intimate by cuddling, kissing, doing like nice little rituals with each other, maybe having your coffee in the morning, doing that with each other, having communication with each other, and even setting a space before you do your lovemaking for what's going on for you. How is everything in your life? So doing things like that can be extremely beneficial to have a good sex time. And then also, yeah, having that time for yourself to self-pleasure if you're single, like me. I have been trying to find the best time at the moment to do it for myself, but I have gifted myself the time twice each week, 2 weeks, because I went off the radar for a little bit. So this is also a reminder for myself, because as much as we can teach other people, sometimes when you're doing so many things, it's harder for you to gift yourself the own time to self-pleasure. And I've found so much benefit when I've done it. I've found so much benefit within the productivity of my day, my happiness levels, and just the excitement to do it again. And then also just feeling that when I was in this flow for quite a long time when I was doing my studying, I really felt that I was on cloud 9. I even ate healthier and everything. So yeah, finding yourself a time to do this is really, really important. And another thing is, what's really important is actually having being healthy, looking after that body. Like, how are you supposed to love your body when you're not looking after it? You're not eating well, you're not moving it. Your body thrives when it moves, it thrives when it's eating nourishing food or drinking enough water. You need to look after your temple in order for it to work, because if you're not eating and drinking the right amounts and the right foods, it can create blockages within your internal organs and actually can make you a lot lazier and things a lot harder to do, and then your brain's going because you're not eating the right things. And this is really, really interesting as well with ADHD. It's good to be, we've got to put these times aside for our pleasure practices and write it down, but also giving ourselves like that nourishing food. People who are neurodiverse, we actually get a lot more stomach problems. So if we're not eating the right foods, then we're probably going to create more anxiety and more stomach problems for ourselves alongside. And when you've got stomach problems, who wants to have sex? So there it is as well. And I'm trying to think of anything else to put to the table with having the most amazing sex. Just if you are having sex with someone, just make sure you're communicating. Make sure you're always checking in with the other person to see whether they're okay with something, whether they like something, whether they want the massage harder, whether they want a different touch. But not being, too nervous about it. If you have your talks beforehand, then you can go through the desires that you want, the loves that you have, and what your firm boundaries are. And if you've got that before, then it can help you go into flow more when you are having this sexual intimacy. So being able to have that communication around it is super, super important, and it's going to really, really kick off your orgasms in the next dimension, because you are with someone that has put you in full safety, full trust. Voila. Yeah. You're just going to have the best sex. And it's all about, we all get to discover each other, but we also need to be able to express what it is that we like. So another important thing when you're doing your self-pleasure is to find out what it is that you really truly like, and then you can very gently tell the person who is trying to pleasure you, because if you let them know exactly the way that you need it, then they'll keep on doing that again and getting better at it more and more, and you'll be able to again relax more. And when you relax more, boom, orgasm orgasmic state. Let yourself go into a hysteric laughter, hysteric crying, hysteric anger, even when you're in this sexual place. Allow it to run through you, because this is such a time like no other, as I was saying before. No one else can see you in this place. It is all about you and your pleasure, and turn on and safe space to be who it is that you are. And every human has all sorts of emotions, so this is the place to be healed completely. Sitting down and meditating is not going to heal you completely, but doing things that allow you to move your body and having orgasms and having pleasure, this is what's going to help you. So if you want to know more about how to have better sex, I actually do teach people through practices which help you get to know your partner more, or get to know yourself more, in order for you to relax and have better orgasms. If you did want to work with me, then I can take you through via Zoom. The camera doesn't need to be on, but I'm there to guide you through in the best way that I can. And I don't mind if the camera's on, to be honest. I've seen so many bodies before, and it can help so many couples thrive, because it's not even just about the intimacy and the sex, but it's about the communication before, which can obviously up-level your intimacy. And I also work with one-to-one with people to help them get through the barriers which have stopped them from getting what they want. So if you're feeling a little bit numb and you're wanting to move through that, then I'm trained in a deep psychological sort of working, where we really get to the bottom of what's been happening during your life, and then we learn to kind of ride along the waves and dismantle these things that have been getting your way, so you've then got that clear path and being helped with someone who's going to even put you accountable to doing things each week, which will then put you into the best mode ever. Not just for your sex life, but for your life as well. Because as I say, sex is life. Get that sorted. You are then gonna live life in a better way. I hope that you're having a great day. Remember to click on the subscribe, seeing as I'm doing this now. Like, follow, share, and hopefully I can get to do more. Hopefully I get to hear from you as well soon, and let me know what you think, if this has helped you. Mwah.